And this presented man with a real puzzle. How to persuade nature to reproduce exactly the same apple tree and fruit over and over again. And the solution we came up with was grafting, a method of cloning the original tree. The practice of grafting is thought to go back around 5,000 years, and to this day, every apple tree in commercial cultivation is grafted in exactly the same way.
The principle behind grafting is delightfully straightforward, and in fact hasn't changed since the Romans played around with gluing one plant on top of another. Not apples, but in their case, probably grapes. And they realized that plants were able to fuse together for the very simple reason that on any plant there is a layer of growth immediately underneath the bark. That area of green is the cambium layer. That's where the cell division and the cell expansion is taking place. It's essentially the life of the plant. And if you can put two of those cambium layers together, then the plants fuse and become one. First, you need a rootstock. This is a wild form which has been cultivated for a particular characteristics. It will essentially become the driving force behind the plant. It will govern how much nutrient is taken up. It's like the sort of engine of a car. And the principle is to cut the head off the rootstock. And then to take your scion. This is the particular variety of apple that you're after. It's taken from the parent plant, and it means that the genetic material contained within that scion is exactly the same as the parent. So any characteristics the parent have in terms of the flavor of the fruit, the ripeness of the fruit, the color of the skin, are all contained within that piece of wood. And what we do is literally put that on top of there, and the two are then bound up with tape, and the rootstock fuses with the scion. And in fact, the genetic material of the rootstock remains in the rootstock. The genetic material of the scion remains in the scion. But what we end up with is a scion which is totally governed by the energy of the rootstock. And that's what gives us the particular vigor and height of the tree.
We move on to Alice Fowler as she finds out about the incredible results you can get with grafting and cloning.
I was amazed when I discovered that nurseryman Paul Barnett has managed to grow over 250 varieties on just one tree. I was eager to find out how he'd done it.
This tree is the stuff of dreams. It's the most wonderful thing I have seen in a long time.